Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick little update. I was trying to do it on YouTube and it kept saying that it wanted to make it public, and I'm like, no, that's not really the point of why I wanted to do this. So, just something special for you guys on Patreon, and I wanted to kind of show some of the things I've been working on lately and give some updates and all that kind of fun jazz. I wanted to show off the thing I've been working on lately. This guy here. I don't know if you'll be able to see all the sparkles. Look. There's a iridescent sheen on all the animals. Kind of hard to tell because it's like backwards compared to what I think it's supposed to be. What? There we go. Key. I don't know if there's a way I can show off the sparklage. But it's almost done. So close. I just have to add in a few more details on the Ryoxia's face. This guy. This girl right here. And maybe add just a couple other little things. But I just bought a mat cutter. It's coming to me right now, hopefully. And that will allow for this guy right here to... What? This is really happening. For me to get this cut down a little bit. But yeah, so this will get cut down just a little bit. Probably just leaving a little 1-inch border all the way around, and then it will fit into, oh my gosh, this setup I have is not great. To fit into this frame, which is the one that I'll be sending off to the show over in Midwest somewhere. I have to look it up because I forgot. But yes, this is going to be for the charity auction, for the piece that I'm creating for the charity auction. And then this will be in here. Let's see if I can kind of work up a super mock draft here. Ugh, so heavy. But yeah, that's kind of it's kind of what it'll look like. Something like that. I had a bunch of different matte options, and I felt like that burgundy really kind of made everything pop. It has the different matte options, but none of those really looked as nice, I feel. But they will be test cut, so yeah. So yeah, I've got a ton of things going on today, tomorrow, for the rest of the week. It's insane. I'm basically going to be working. I've been working since Thursday, and Friday I went to the barn, and then working all weekend and all day, and second shift Monday. Tomorrow I'm going to the barn. Wednesday working, Thursday working, Friday working, Saturday working, and then I finally get Sunday off. This thing has to get sent off before the 1st, so get to toss all that funness in there. Patreon updates are going to be, well, that's why I'm doing this. I want to do something a little extra for you guys, because I think these would be fun, like little update, little personal video for you guys. I haven't been able to get all the editing stuff going for my YouTube videos, so this is gonna be like straight up. I'm gonna like do this, put it on Patreon just for you guys. I don't have time to edit. I have 20 minutes before I have to leave to go to work. So yeah. So I'm super busy this week. Got to get this done. I apparently signed up for just a little quick commission. Maybe I can update you guys on that, just to give some content. And got to get that shipped out next week. The little commission. feel very tired. um, oh, right. So the other big thing, I ended up supposed to go to bed at a decent hour on Friday, and I tried. I really did. I was like winding down around midnight, and I was like, okay, I'll start thinking about going to sleep. And instead of sleeping, my brain was like, well, what do you want to do with this like Golden Troupe idea, like in regards to conventions and stuff? And my brain my brain was like, it would be cool. And I'm like, brain, I really need to go to sleep. And it's like, no, we need to think this through, like a lot. So I came up with these great ideas I'm super excited about, but oh my god, I got 3 hours before I had to go to work from 11 to 7 on Saturday, and I had 3 hours of sleep. But what came of it was this really, to me anyway, you guys let me know what you think, really interesting idea of taking the Golden Troupe and along with doing the comic with it and everything, I want to eventually get enough work built up and costumes and stuff built up to where I go to conventions as the main character, because it is me. Go to the conventions, dress up as the main character, and not only that, like, have this doesn't even exist. This is how, like, my brain works. It's like, oh, this isn't even a thing that they do in movies, like, with high budgets, so, let's just do that. Let's just do this thing. I want to create, like, realistic, not animatronic, but kind of puppet creatures, full size, like, actual life size, of, like, Ryaxia, the horse, Key, the eagle. You can tell which ones I have names for so far. But yeah, like, full life, realistic, interactable creatures. And bring them with me to the conventions and, like, do a little kind of, like, have my whole tent set up, like, instead of just a booth, like a boring old booth, like I've done before in the past, actually create, like, a tent with, drapery, and people can kind of walk inside of it and see, like, the cheetah sitting there and the golden eagle in the back and the horse over there, and then I just have, like, such ideas. And the one my brain wouldn't let go of is how I would complete, like, Ryaxia, the cheetah, and so many things. I completely thought it out. Like, there's no risk of me not having thought it out enough. I spent 4 hours that night, like, thinking of all the different parts. But yeah, so I want to create basically a mechanism to where she can sit and stand. I'm thinking, like, the way an umbrella works, where closed is the default for the umbrella, and then open is where all the gears kind of, like, move in a way that opens the umbrella. Well, having the sit position default, and then, like, I push up the body and she stands, and then I'll press a button on her hips, and then she'll sit like a real cat, hopefully. And I had, like, this whole plan of, like, kind of doing a little bit of a show with it, and, like, just having this, like, whole idea of, like, really interacting with her as if, because she's totally real. But then, yeah, like, totally doing the whole shtick with that, and having her sit, and, sit, Ryaxia. You know this. Just sit, and then she'll sit, and then people hopefully will like that. I also want to have it so when I pick her up, her spine actually bends and curves like the way a dog would, and not just, like, board, like, stiff as a board, go up. So yeah, having, like, a realistic spine action, somehow having her, I tried, but I couldn't figure out this just in that one night, like, having her head move, like, also be movable and adjustable, but also stays in place. Like, I haven't figured that one out yet, but then, like, a little mechanism in her tail, so it realistically flicks every now and then, and I want her to be able to blink, and then I have ideas for her eyes to have like reflectors in the back of her eyes, and then so if you take flash photography, it actually acts like a real big cat's like reflectors will come back out. Reflectors will flash. So yeah, I have like so many ideas for this. I even have thought of it to the point where I want to create like kind of like skin and musculature in the face so you can actually like squish your eyes up like a realistic cat or dog or whatever, and like actually like pet her face and her skin moves, and like I want to do different textures for the spots versus the fur, because actually cheetahs do have a bit of a different, like the spots actually feel woolly and the rest of the hair doesn't feel soft, but it feels softer than the woolly spots. So if you run your hand over a cheetah's back, you can tell without even looking at it where the spots are, because the texture of the spots actually feels different. So I want to do the same thing with her coat, and it's just like, that's going to be a lot of work. And I can't even imagine doing any of this until I get my RV so I can actually go to these events and carry all this big equipment and big props and big creatures in. I thought about the golden eagle as well, and having his wings articulate so they can go out. I don't have any idea how I do this, but I even thought about having like some kind of weird gyroscope thing in his body, so like I could put him on my arm and like he would, even if I move my arm, his body would kind of stabilize. How am I going to do that? Yeah, I thought about the horse. I thought about like Warhorse, Joey from Warhorse, and the big puppetry that they did with that. And instead of having the whole entire horse, like maybe have it look like, you know, through the curtains, like she's poking her head through, and having like a realistic horse head. And then I can kind of play like the way they do with Joey and hold like her bridle or her halter and just kind of like direct the horse. And I don't know, like it's so extreme, like it's so crazy, because I've never heard of anyone else doing that. I've never heard of anyone else remotely even attempting that. I've never heard of anyone else creating a comic and then going to different conventions as their comic, as the characters from their comic. It might be totally stupid, but like my brain was like so excited about this and so like, oh my god, this is the greatest idea ever. And so I still want to do it, but like I've told a couple of people and they're like, I think it's one of those like you gotta see it to believe it kind of things, because otherwise it just sounds sort of weird and maybe slightly self-indulgent. I don't know. But yeah, so that's like my super far off in the future plans for the project. Also incorporating like stories of the comics into the little acts that I'll do. I have some examples, but I'm going to save them for the comic because it's just going to be funnier that way. But yeah, so that's my crazy idea. And hopefully you guys don't hate it. Because if you totally hate it, if everyone totally hates it, guess what I'm not going to do? But like, I don't know, from my own brain and my own perspective, it seemed really cool and something worth pursuing. So hopefully it doesn't totally suck as an idea. I was thinking about maybe even, you know, going to these events and instead of like selling artwork, I would just tell people about, you know, Patreon, and just kind of focus on, you know, building up my Patreon audience. But yeah, so I have 15 minutes now, almost 10 minutes before work. So I appreciate you guys checking this out and giving it a listen. And if you like these, like press the little like button wherever it is on Patreon, or leave a comment to let me know that like these are something you want to see in the future. Because again, if nobody cares, it's kind of like, it's kind of been my whole thing. But I really appreciate you guys' support. We got a new Patreon backer today. Hello! Thank you for backing the project. I'm so excited for you to be here, and I definitely want to earn your support. So if there's anything you guys want to see, works in progress, little updates like this, little 10-minute videos or something unedited, let me know. Let me know. I'll work it into the schedule, and then it'll be great. So thanks, guys. Bye.